I'm happy because as a human being, if you are confronted with a challenge of this nature, and God willing, God being so good, you have overcome it, you should be happy.
What was the nature of the challenge?
The challenge was the suspension from office. If I actually was lucky and fortunate to be appointed by His Excellency, the President of the Republic, and during the course of my work, an issue came up, and that necessitated an action to be taken on me in terms of suspension, and which I wholeheartedly accepted and went on it.
Where were you the day the announcement from the presidency came that you have to stay out of office for some time? Where were you?
Oh, I was in office. I was in office when not the announcement met me in the house, but before the announcement, the president had earlier spoken to me on it.
So the president called to tell you.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
And how did he tell you?
He called and wanted to know what was happening in my region, and I gave a brief explanation of what the event was like. Then he said, yeah, he was also briefed about it, but his decision was that he would make me step aside for a while they investigate into the matter, and whatever it is, they will let me know. So I said I thanked him.
It came as a surprise.
Of course, yes, for that. It came as a surprise. It came as a surprise because I actually didn't think that what had happened will warrant such an action anyway.
You didn't ask him why?
Could I? Yeah, yes. Okay. I didn't ask him when he appointed me. I didn't ask him why. So whatever decision he takes, I will say thank you for that.
But it was shocking.
Quite, of course. As for that, it was shocking. It was shocking because the incident, when I looked at the incident, what had happened, and the action, it was actually a surprise to me anyway. Mm.
So you just then decided to go to office and pack out or what?
Yeah, I was in office when he told me of his decision, and I didn't know when he will communicate that decision with the general public. So I decided to go to the house immediately after the interaction or conversation with him, and to wait for whatever it will happen.
So how did you break the news to your immediate family? What did you tell them and how did they receive it?
Yes, when I got home, it was my wife. First I called, she was at work, so I called her to come home. She came over, and I told her what had happened. And by then, I had narrated the incident to her the previous evening, what had happened at office. So I told her I just had a call from the presidency, and the president has decided that I should step aside for a while. I mean, while they go into, well, they investigate further into the matter, and whatever it will be, they will communicate with me again.
What did she say?
She didn't say anything. She just didn't say anything. She said, okay, that once it is the decision of the president, we'll wait and see.
And your party people, were they offended? Were they hurt? Were they happy or what?
No, but for the party people, of, you cannot tell because I was not with them. But it so happened that, the acting regional chairman at the time witnessed the event. And so I know that whatever it is, he would have been one of the people they will be consulting to. He happened to be there and to witness whatever had happened. So, and of course, later on, I think after the announcement, the following morning, the party executive and elders came to sympathize with me and to assure me they were still with me, and whatever it was, we all cooperate with the president to up to the end of the matter.
Did you believe what they said?
Oh yes, I did. Yes, I did. I believe them because I know they also believe in me. They all know that I hadn't done. Okay, I cannot say I didn't commit a crime or make a mistake. I did, of course, whatever it was. I think it was a mistake. If whatever I did, fine. But they knew that whatever had happened wasn't intentional, and that has not been my behavior. Yes. So they actually also, everybody was sad about it.
And how did you feel when the announcement finally came and everybody was talking about it? The media everywhere, they were talking about it. Probably some even called you trying to speak to you. How did you feel at that moment?
Yeah, of course. A number of media houses called, but I told almost everybody who called that I was not in the mood to talk about the issue for now, and whatever anybody wanted, we should have to wait for a while. So that was the thing. And the town, the mood in town, I know it was, even though I didn't go to town, but I was told the following day that the whole town was sad, but everybody was unhappy about what has happened. And of course, it transcended across the whole region. I know the whole region, almost everybody was sad about it.
But personally, how did you feel when it was all over in the news everywhere? Probably you watched the news yourself and you saw the comment that followed. How did you feel and how did your family also receive that?
Yes, I did. And you see, actually, I would say that when I saw what you people put up, especially Rafik, the story was what has actually happened. But the pictures was being shown, they were not the event, pictures of the event. It was an incident that had happened earlier. At that incident, nothing actually happened. But then pictures were shown how houses were disturbed and windows removed and whatnot. So we were surprised how people got those pictures to relate it to the incident. And I felt that that would have even contributed to the action that was taken against me. Yes, the pictures were quite different from the story that was being related. Yes.
So you stayed home for like 3 months.
Yes, I did.
So 3 months out of job.
Yes.
How was it like?
Boring, quite boring, and uh, I can't just say it. It was just too boring, too boring. Then you get up in the house, you are not on retirement, on pension again, and yet you have to stay indoors, all day out, all night, throughout the night, throughout the day. Well, it was quite boring.
You mean you were not going anywhere?
Not at all, not at all. I didn't go anywhere throughout the period, no.
Why?
Well, I just decided to restrain myself from outside. Maybe my feeling was that the more I go out, the likelihood there will be the need for me to talk about the incident with people, and maybe that may even aggravate the situation.
So you stayed home for 3 months.
3 good months, yes, I did. 3 good months. I didn't go out anywhere. No, no. I just.
And at times you felt sad.
Oh, of course, that one, yes. At times, I feel sad, and when I'm bored, I resort to my watching TV and watching my programs I'm interested in. Then the thing will go off my mind, especially if I happen to see any form of soccer being played. I'm happy. I'm interested. I'm a soccer fan. And so when I always want to watch soccer anytime. So when I'm bored, I look at where I can get football matches to watch, and I become happy.
So did it ever happen that maybe one morning you woke up and you forget about it and to go to work? Did it ever happen to you?
No, 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 no. Yeah, it was even you are not even able to sleep well. You normally you will be sleeping late midnight, 2 a.m. thereabout. You wake up and you'll be thinking about what had happened. You try to reflect on what has actually happened. Why did it happen? How it happened, and so on. Then normally you are not even able to sleep well.
You had sleepless nights for 3 months.
3 months, yes. Three months. Full.
So when were you told the president was going to reinstate you?
Well, I was given a call 4 days earlier. I think that was Wednesday thereabout. No, I got the call on Tuesday, somewhere around this time, around 5 p.m. thereabout. But it was not like the president was going to reinstate me. Just a call was that I should come over. I was asked where I was. I said I was in Waha. I got
You
the
got
call.
scared again.
I got scared. I got scared again. I got the call from the deputy chief of staff, and he asked where I was. I said I was in the house in Wa. He said, "Hey, but the president would want to see you tomorrow." I asked, "Tomorrow what time, sir?" He said, "Hey, once you say you are in Wa, we can't give you time, but we wish that you get to Accra before close of work." I said, "Okay, I'll try and make it." So I just called my wife again, the first person, and told her this is just a call I received from the presidency and they needed me in Accra. So just kindly see to prepare my bag. And then I called my driver and bodyguard to come over. Then when I called, they came over and I told them this is the
So you set off immediately.
immediately. An hour after receiving the call, I took off.
What were you thinking? Were you thinking the president was going to confirm that indeed step out, or what was running through your mind the time the call came?
The three things. One, either they are going to reinstate me. Two, because there was also a rumor that I was going to be reassigned. That was also a rumor anyway, that the president was considering reassigning me. So I said, okay, that was another possibility. Or the worst of it might be that he will say, thank you for what you have done so far. So these were the three things I
So
thought of.
which of the three did, did you think was the likely news to be given to you by the president?
Right, amongst the three, the one that I thought was very likely to happen was the reinstatement. That one,
Why? Why did you think that was the most likely information he was going to give you?
yeah. Well, within the 3 months period, a committee came and investigated into the matter, and I know if they genuinely presented a true picture of what had happened, I knew within me that the president will reinstate me. That's one. And two, no, that within the 3 months that I had stayed out of office, you know, the opportunity was also given the presidency or the president to hear more about what has actually happened. When something happened immediately, the report giving you later on, other reports, ancillary reports will come, and then you put them together and see. So I felt within me that whatever had happened, I felt that even if I erred, if I was wrong, but I felt that I didn't err too much to deserve dismissal or removal from government.
So you go in around 9, you waited for him to come, and then when he came, what happened?
Yes. No, I was, first of all, I had to report to the chief of staff, the deputy chief of staff. So when I sat there and he came in, you knew the president had come, but you would see him. But then the deputy chief of staff came in and met me and said, hey, Minister, are you here? I said, but you said you were coming from afar. I said, yes. You know how it was. If you wanted to see me, there was no way I could waste any more time. So I took off immediately about an hour after your call. So unfortunately, I said, I got here early enough. That's why I came. And he said, okay, I should wait a while. They will organize themselves and see me. So I waited for him until somewhere along the line he invited me in, and then he quizzed me about the event again, some issues I'm sure they wanted to know more about, especially about the report, whether I was aware it had come, and then the boys who disturbed the peace of the area, and when they were in court, that the present state of the case. I said, because the way things happened, I didn't take much interest in the case. That's what I told him. But I overheard, or I heard that they had been to court on 2 occasions and granted bail. So that's what I knew. Then he wanted to know more, from whom can they get a true picture. That he needed to know all these things before we can go to meet the president.
And when you finally got a chance to meet the president,
Yes.
what,
That day, unfortunately that day, the president had a tight schedule. We waited until around 3:30 p.m. and the deputy chief of staff told me I personally could have seen what was happening in the office, and so I should go back and return the following day.
it wasn't easy.
It was easy. So Thursday, I got there. Unfortunately, again, there was a cabinet meeting, and there was not me. There wouldn't have been any way they could meet me. So he told me again that there's again going to have cabinet meeting. And cabinet meeting, it will take time. They will close around 7 p.m., 8 p.m. thereabout. So I should go and come the following day again.
Then the sleepless nights doubled.
Yes, the tension was still mounting. The tension was still mounting. And so Friday, I got there by 10. I was there again and met him. Said, hey, I said I will call you. I haven't called and you are here. That they said they were still organizing themselves. I should go and come back around 2 p.m. So I had to go. Fortunately for me, Friday, they said, okay, go for prayers. So I went for prayers from the mosque straight.
Then you prayed very hard on Friday.
Oh, I prayed very, very hard. Very, 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 very. I prayed and, and even solicited more prayer from the congregation. Yes. Fortunately, 2 o'clock, I got there at 2 o'clock. Then he asked me to wait a while. And he went about his duties around 3 thereabout. He then invited me in.
And the president was ready for you.
Was ready for me. Yeah, so I went in to the president's office with him, and there he was. Yeah, but he's a lively man. He started, hey, Alaji, welcome. And so And I said, oh, thank you. So I said, hey, but I know I heard that. I heard you don't want to be called Alhaji, but I will continue calling you Alhaji. So I said, Your Excellency, I wouldn't mind. Whatever name you call me. So we just laughed and he offered me a seat. And I sat down and he gave me a sheet of paper that I should go through this paper. I should feel relaxed. I should be calm, take my time and read through whatever.
Before that, how easy or difficult is it to sit before the president?
Oh, no, because that was not the first time I'm meeting him. You know, when I was at post, you had an opportunity to once a while go to whether you are going to greet him or yes, they want to know something about your origin. And so when you are before him, you actually normally you are not seeking at all. Whatever it is, he would even if it is that you normally will want to calm you down. Yes, so we started while I was going through. Started cracking some one or two jokes. Hey, how do you look at this? Is it that I asked you take your time? Oh, I said, that don't be in a hurry. I said, oh, I'm okay.
What was on the paper?
That was the release, the press release. That was to be giving out. So that was reinstatement of Upper West Regional Minister Suleman Alhassan and whatnot. So then narrating about what is making him lift the suspension and reinstate me, and so so when I finished reading, I was still holding. I thought it was my copy also. They said, "Have you finished?" I said, "Yes, sir." Then give me my paper back. So I handed it over to him. He said, no, that this is what they are going to send to the press. He only wanted me to go through and if I had anything to say about it. I said, oh, President, I'm so elated, highly elated, and I appreciate it so much. There's nothing I want to, no comment about it. He asked me again, are you okay? And I said, I'm okay. I'm okay, sir. He said, all right. Then that's all. Then after there are other ones which are I cannot say. He just decided now to give me some pieces of advice. If I go back to office, what I'm supposed to be doing and whatnot. So that one I can say that. So that was
So you thanked him.
quite seriously, elephantly. I thanked him elephantly. Yes, and I will continue to thank him.
When you came out of the Jubilee House and you went to your car, how did you tell your bodyguard and your driver?
So that at long last, the battle was over. I told them that at long last, the battle was over. We are reinstated. And any moment from now, the announcement will come up. So that's what I told them. We're all happy, the three of us.
Before I come to the lessons you've learned from this,
Yes.
this 3 to the office,
Yes.
were you still receiving calls as regional minister? You know the pressure that comes with your job. Were still calling you or ceased? When the announcement came, those who were not calling you, have they resumed calling you?
No, like while out of office in the house, sometimes you get some stray calls. Somebody will want to speak to you on official matter. And they just got a regional minister, this. I say, oh, unfortunately, I'm out of office for now. If you wouldn't mind, I'll give you this number for you to call. Then either I give my deputy's number or the chief director's number for the fellow to call. And if sometimes, some people correspondences. Somebody will write official correspondence, but then they'll put the Honorable Suleman Alhassan. So the office, it gets to the office, they cannot open. They will bring it when I open, I observe it is official, then I send it back to them. Yes, those were some of the things.
What lessons have you learned?
A number, a number. But the greatest I have is that never, never give a chance to anything in the course of your work.
Meaning?
Meaning, whatever that is happening in the course of work, you need to give it a serious attention. And then I have seen that there is a great difference between official and traditional or social work. You know, what I did, I felt it was a social responsibility. But then, while I was in the house, I reflected that officially I shouldn't have done that. That one I agree. Official, you know, I should, when I got the information, I now know that I shouldn't have gone there myself, but rather I should have called in the police, whatever it was. So it's something I now know. But, you know, I look at it that, oh, when you say, hey, an office or something is under attack. So and that because I was told that some party people had come to attack the NADMO office. So, you know, linking the two, I felt that there was the need for me to be there myself. But what I now know that I shouldn't have gone. So I've learned something out of that one too, and know if I will not make a mistake of that nature again. And yes, the lessons are quite many. They see that, I also know that whatever you do, whatever that you do, I think the saying that the intention matters most. I've learned that because I have seen that I have been reinstated because it has been observed that my intention was not to do anything, but just to calm down nerves and the situation.
What advice would you give to your colleague politicians, those who are in office? What advice would you give them based on your situation?
What I will want to share with my colleagues, I wouldn't say that in public. Yeah, but it has given me the education that we must be careful at work. We do anything, but you should also think of the other side of the coin. Yes. And I have a number I can share with my colleagues, but I think it's just mainly that, you know, that where you are, there are over 1,000 people looking for that place behind you. So you need to always guard it jealously. Yes.